If you're trying to hang up a gallery wall, but you can't figure out how to arrange everything and you don't want to go through the hassle of cutting out the shapes of the same size as your frames and putting them on the wall, which sounds like a lot of brain damage, try this method. You can either do it on the floor or you can do it on a bed. It doesn't matter if all your pieces are the same size or if they're an assortment of different sizes. Lay it down on a flat surface and play with it before you try to put it up on the wall. So this is what mine looks like. I just arranged it on the bed, and I could have done it on the floor, but that lets me move the pictures around and decide, okay, I'm gonna do the black and whites in the corners, and I can kind of see how much space in total it takes up so that I can measure it. You can use the same method if your pieces are not all the same size as I did in this arrangement, where I started with the piece in the middle on the floor and I kind of played with all the pieces around it until I was happy with the arrangement. So I measured the whole thing together. It's about 40 inches by 53 inches. The next step is you're gonna get your wall as open as it's possible. Move the furniture that's going to be in the space a little bit out of the way so you can measure. If you're hanging it over a piece directly, you'll want to factor in that you're going to need to anchor your artwork or your gallery to that piece, meaning you need to aim for a few inches above the piece and not just floating in space above the piece. I just have a chair. I definitely want the artwork to clear the bottom of the chair. I'm going to look at the total space that I have, which is about 80 inches. And I'm going to decide I want it about in the middle of that 80 inches. So I'm going to go, and this is not, I'm not trying to be an engineer here. I'm just getting close. About 40 inches is the middle. And I know that I want about the middle of my artwork to be about at eye level, which is about, for most people, 58 to 60 inches. I'm going to say my eye level's right here, but I'm short.
I'm going to go about 64 inches.
So the next step is I've kind of put a tack in the wall where I want the middle of the middle piece to be. So I'm going to start with the piece that goes in the middle. I'm going to hang that first because then I know everything else is going to play off that. I'm going to put these two pieces up first, the middle piece and the one directly below it, just to make sure that I like the height with the chair. Here we go. And these frames are from IKEA, because you cannot beat the price. I'm not going to say they're the best quality frames, but you know what? They're pretty good. And they're only $14.99 each. So I can get an entire wall of art for $200, because by the time I pay for my photos, which are mine, you can't buy a piece of art to fill an entire wall for less than $200. So I think it's a giant bargain. Do you ever find that when you're hanging artwork, you have to drop the hardware at least 10 times? Okay. Does my wall look like a pincushion after? Yes. But you can't see any of it once the artwork is up there, and it's super quick and easy to patch if you're a renter. That's way too boring to watch me hang the rest of these. I just want you to see that if you have a wall you need to fill, gallery walls can be a great way to do that. You can do one on a budget with photos. It can be photos of people in this case, or photos of places you've been, and it's something that makes your artwork personal to you on a budget. So if you have other budget-friendly ways to come up with a gallery wall, comment below.